That's the thing as a parent, right? Is that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that your mom and I have always tried to learn from our mistakes, right? Like we just would not keep doing the same thing, that we open up the doors for you guys to communicate and share some very intimate stuff without judgment. Welcome back to another edition. Well, this week's edition of the From the Father's Heart podcast. Listen, whatever. Don't judge me. See, she's starting already. Listen, man. I'm extremely excited to have both my daughters here today. Both of them are fat heads, but we are doing something special for Father's Day. We're gonna have a candid conversation. I told them they could ask me whatever question. Told them don't hold back. But they still better watch themselves. So yeah, we want to talk this week about father-daughter relationships, right? You know, talk about parenting, how we grew, what did I do wrong and what did I do right? You know, and what are some strategies that we can use to get better relationships. Listen, you already know what I'm dealing with. So, listen, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Shelby Hart. Obviously.
Yeah, would you say obviously? And this is
Syndi. I'm the oldest. Obviously.
Yeah, she is a freshman in college. Well, entering
I'm about
into.
to be a sophomore.
Well, you're still a freshman. You're not.
I'm about to be a sophomore.
And I'm about to be in the ninth grade.
If I didn't take a spring class, I would be considered a sophomore. Because Shelby, after her last week of school next week, she'll be considered a freshman. So if I didn't take a spring class, I'd be considered a sophomore right now.
Okay, well, you're not. Where you about to be? Whatever. So
I'm about to be a ninth grader. Just have to put that out there.
You're not even finished with school yet.
What?
You're not even finished with school yet.
I said about to be.
Hey, we on the air.
Sorry.
See?
Hi guys.
Listen, man, this is what I deal with all the time. So listen, this week. I am definitely honored, man. Both of these girls are the apples of my eye. They are amazing girls, and I love what they are blossoming into. So I just want to have a conversation about being a young girl. Look at you falling asleep on this. Like I'm boring you. You see this?
No.
Like I'm boring you.
No, you're not.
All right, cool. So, all right, so I'm gonna get right into it. So, rate me on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being I, and 5 being super dope.
I would really be 3, so 1 would really be like bad or something.
What'd you say?
That's like in the middle, so that would really be like 3. So
all right, well,
1 would have to be like bad.
All right, 1 is bad.
I'm a 5. You're 3.
1. Oh my gosh. 1 is bad. 5 is super dope.
Okay.
And be honest, and and why do you rate me?
Okay. Are we doing now or like?
No, you can say then versus now. Like honestly, you
Shelby,
first.
You go.
You go first. You already started.
Then I'm gonna say okay. Then like,
how long ago was his name?
Whatever your then is. When I had a different number. So
okay.
So go ahead.
I'm gonna say the difference was like maybe. Well, the difference for me was probably like. I'm gonna say my 8th grade year. So, maybe, no, not 8th grade. I feel like I started maybe. Leave me alone.
Okay,
I
boy.
feel like I started maybe
pick up the pace.
Okay, I want to say before 9th grade.
Okay, I was a.
You were a maybe 3.
All right, why?
Because I felt that a lot of the time my feelings were being dismissed, and sometimes I knew that they weren't intentional, but I still felt that way. sometimes. And, at that age, I was still, trying to balance with my own stuff. And, you and mommy, y'all still do now, but you guys had a big impact on me during that time. And
so how did I dismiss, right? Because somebody else out there, dad, mom, may be dismissing a child's feelings. And I think I recall like during that period how I guess I just was like, well, you young and whatever, and that's probably how you felt, you know. Like, give me an example. Do you know an example when I dismissed your feelings?
Not like a specific.
Not a specific. Okay, no problem. So you said I was a 3 because I really didn't make you feel like your feelings were important.
Yes, like I sometimes I felt that my feelings were like invalid, and now looking back, I know that's not what your intentions were, and I understand more now. But there was definitely a transition somewhere in there from the way that you were versus how you are now. And I don't see everything going on behind like closed doors or whatever.
Yep.
But I could tell that something in you changed and was like, okay, I need to make
the light switch came on.
I need to provide a safe space and environment for my kids to be able to talk to me and have their feelings feel validated.
Yeah. No, I definitely can say that I do know that there was a pivot in my parenting, right? And I always try to evolve. But I can definitely say and admit and own that I did dismiss your feelings, right? And I guess I looked at you as like, yo, she's the oldest. She is setting the standard, and I guess I put more pressure on you for that reason. I didn't ask you to amen.
I'm sorry.
But I can say that I did do that, and I did recognize and did realize that it was too much, and that's why I did pivot. You know what I mean? Because I had a come to Jesus moment that just because it wasn't big to me.
What?
Yeah.
Your face.
Sorry. Just because it wasn't big to me doesn't make it all right for me to dismiss your feelings. So I can see that. I can see that. And we'll come back to my today's rating. How about you, Shell?
So no. Okay, so back then, I don't know when back then is, but it's like a little pivot. Cause like by the time you got to me, I was like, you had already changed. Cause yeah. I don't know.
Did you ever feel like I dismissed your feelings?
No.
Okay.
Because I didn't start talking really until recently. So
and that is a difference though.
What?
Because me personally, I didn't tell you and mommy as much as I did. I mean, as much as I do now. But I always was like the most vocal and always coming to you guys for stuff. And I felt some of it you guys didn't see as big as it was to me, and so that's where part of it came from. And Shelby didn't really talk.
So Shell, do you think the reason why, just try to think back, do you think the reason why you didn't talk as much, did it impact you, vicariously looking at how we was parenting Sydney and was like, yo, I'm not going to share because I don't want them to respond to me that way? Do you think that played a part in that?
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
I think it was just me, just not wanting to open up for real.
And so what made you decide that it was the right thing to open up?
Because I want y'all to be like more involved in like what I go through. And I don't like keeping everything like in, because once it all come out, it's like it's like a lot.
But you don't blow up. I don't see you blow up, right? So when you say like, whatever that is, but I'm just saying, I don't see you blow up. So is that just something that you do internally without...
I think so. I think I just go through like a lot. I don't go through a lot. I just keep everything that happened inside.
The hands are killing me.
Sorry.
But as you know, the thing as a father, is that when you're young and you thinking about having children, and I'm gonna just be honest, one of the scariest things for me, I ain't gonna say all men, but for a lot of men, the scariest thing is that you are afraid that you are gonna raise daughters and they're gonna date somebody like who you used to be when you were younger, right? And my biggest fear was like trying to be super protective and being hard at some spaces, and I think it, looking back, I think it was, unfair, right? Whoa.
And
yeah.
I'll never forget my phone
What?
was taken for 8 months.
What?
Yes.
Your phone wasn't taken for no.
was.
Yes, it was.
It was.
In 8th grade, y'all took my phone for 8 months.
Remember
8 months.
Oh, so that's why you said.
Oh yeah.
So that's why you say my parenting was different.
No,
like I was a prison guard.
That was included, but I just that was rough. The only thing that saved
8 months
me
is definitely excessive.
was the fact that I went to school and still saw those people that I was talking to. But if it was like, well, summer's not that long. But if I didn't see those people at all, I don't know what I would have did. But
but honestly, but that's the thing as a parent, right? Is that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that your mom and I have always tried to learn from our mistakes, right? Like we just would not keep doing the same thing, that we open up the doors for you guys to communicate and share some very intimate stuff without judgment, right? Or throwing it up in your face like, see, that type of thing. So we did recognize that was excessive, but we just didn't know what to do, right? Like we were helpless, honestly, and that was oh my gosh. We were helpless, and we thought that was the best way to deal with the situation and the circumstance. But, looking back, honestly, I can say I'm sorry. I mean, I probably already apologized to you because I know that was a bit, that was a bit much or a bit excessive. So let me ask you guys a question. As young girls growing up today, how difficult is it, being confident as a young Black girl, as young Black women, with the way society is today? Like, does the society that you live in, does it empower you, or are you discouraged?
It's definitely changed as I was growing up. Like, I can say that I feel differently now than I did back then. And, okay, sorry. But, like, back then, people used to make fun of, like, dark-skinned girls, dark-skinned guys. And I feel like I'm a good mix between dark skin and brown skin. In the summer, though, I get dark. But...
I was talking about me. I was agreeing about me.
But, I wasn't on social media back then, so I don't know what the media was like, but I just know in school, like, people got teased for being too dark or whatever, and everybody loved the light skins and loved the mixed people. And, it's nothing against them, but it was just like, where's the love for us darker people?
Well, let me ask you this before you even. Well, let me ask you this, Shell. Like, how important do you think it is for a father to tell his daughter? Not just tell her, but make her feel like she's beautiful and she's smart. How important is that?
I feel like it's really important because, like, if your daughter gets that, like, confidence booster from her parents or just people in general, it could help a lot because they may not be getting, like, they may not feel that way around other people because they don't get told the same thing. Like, they could hear different stuff from different people. So those, like, confidence boosters are important.
Do you see a difference in some of your friends, ones who have a father that's involved versus a father not involved, or you don't know?
I feel like I do see a difference.
Like what?
Can't say too much.
No, you don't know. I'm just saying, like, I mean, you silly. You don't gotta go in depth. But I'm just saying, like, you could be on the surface. Like, what do you recognize? Like, you know, being promiscuous. You know, being more.
Sometimes, I like compliment one of my certain friends. They be like, "Oh no, I'm not," because they don't have a father figure in their life. So I don't know, and they just like
take a lot of mess from the
people,
boy. Yeah.
Yes, just people in general. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, they stick up for themselves, but it's like I feel like it's all built up inside their head that whatever they say is true when it's not.
Have I ever, like, when you know, have I ever made a difference, like when you was and because this is a Father's Day thing, right? You know, have you experienced something where I was at the right place at the right time to empower you? Like if I wasn't there, it'd just been like it'd have been more difficult. And if you don't know a moment, you don't have to make up one, but I'm just thinking, like, do you know a moment that because me being present, it made a difference? And if you don't remember a time, you know, don't even trip.
I don't remember like a specific time, but like you definitely have helped me because I don't know, like before I wasn't really a whole lot confident in myself. You guys have obviously seen a big boost in my confidence. Like before, like a few years ago, I was not it. Not it. But I definitely have, my confidence has definitely grown a lot. Thanks to you guys and your confidence and stuff.
How about you? Have you seen a difference in your friends who have a father involved versus not a father involved, or?
Well, almost all of the friends that I've had, female friends that I've had, didn't have father figures in their life. Or their fathers would only come in their life for like birthdays or money, if that. And so,
wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, almost all of them. Or, you know, their parents got divorced at a young age. But, you know, and I guess it's not really surprising, but, you know, knowing the stereotypes, more male friends that I had both parents than female friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. So, so how important do you think it is, you know, that I give you guys the space to tell me some very detailed stuff? Let me ask you, do you guys feel uncomfortable talking to me? Yeah, telling me
I feel a lot more uncomfortable telling you than I do telling mommy. But even when I tell her some things, it's still like uncomfortable. But it's just knowing like, oh, my dad, like, ugh, I don't, how do I say this? You know. Stuff
so why
like
do you
that.
tell me?
Because, like you said, you provide that insight of like the boy's perspective or like a father's perspective, and I do like hearing it. Even if it is hard for me to tell you what it is, because I don't know how to just blurt it out. Like it might take me a minute to tell you, but I do like hearing your side of things, because if I'm not seeing things correctly or clearly, like this morning, the talk that we had this morning, it helped. And you know, talking to mommy, she kind of helped me a little, but I feel like you seeing it from a boy's perspective and explaining it to me in terms that mommy probably wouldn't have been able to do as well as you did, it helped.
That's cool, man.
And so it's
yeah. Also, you and mommy don't think alike, so that's also a thing.
Yeah,
because she was telling me, she was on the phone with Auntie Mika, and she was like, they're like talking about how they were back in the day, and they were like completely different. You're more like Auntie Mika, and Mommy's like she was different. Just yeah.
Give me the scoop. Boy, you see that? Don't even want to give me the scoop. Don't want to give me. You're supposed to tell me everything.
I'm pretty sure you probably know.
Oh,
because
okay.
it's like back in the day when she's like she had her boyfriends or whatever. So
yeah, okay. So, you know, what advice, you know, honestly, like, what advice do you tell some parents or the fathers out there? Right, because you know, you guys, you know, we have a great relationship, but it's not always peaches and cream, not always perfect. But what is some advice you can tell some dads out there is that will help them establish a strong relationship with them and their children? You know, one that we have, right? We are affectionate, we communicate well, very supportive of one another. Um, you know, and you know, and I tell, you know, you guys all the time, man, is that I never want to be a public success and a private failure. I would be afraid to bring them on here if I was a private failure. Now I'm telling you, I'm not perfect, but I'm quick to say that I apologize, and you know, yeah, you see that. See, you know, but real, you know, we'll have those tough conversations, man. But if I'm wrong, we apologize. But we are friends, but I know how to draw that line, right? But I still keep the lines of communication open to where if we need to have very, very, very difficult conversations, because we had one just about 2 weeks ago with my son, a whole family meeting, very difficult.
And that was our first family meeting in a while, though.
Yeah, that like we had to call. Heartbeats front and center. You know, but we got through it together. You know, we got through it together, which is really, really important. And afterwards, they both were saying like, "Man, I was watching what? No, she was falling asleep.
She was,
she was falling asleep. But Sid was like, I was watching you to see how you respond. And like, listen, on the inside, I was feeling some type of way. But I'm like, what's most important? What do my children need at this moment? Right? Because it's not about me. It's about what my son needs. It's about what my daughters need on how do I respond and how do they mom respond. So I had to put my feelings aside. I had to put, you know, my agenda away for them. So with that all being said, what is something, Shelby, you know, one or two things that, you know, honestly, that you can tell fathers out there what they should do to establish a stronger relationship, or how, you know, whatever.
Okay, so first, I think fathers should try to like provide space for their kids to tell them, or like be comfortable with telling them stuff, like opening up and telling them what's going on in their life or whatever.
Even if it's sex. Boyfriends.
Yes.
Some dads out there have a hard time with that.
You had a hard time with boyfriends and stuff, but
what?
But you listen.
Absolutely.
You provide feedback.
So that's what I'm saying. I just want you, you know, just be candid with them, like honestly. So go ahead, finish.
Yep. What else? Also, try to I don't know, help out in any way you can. Like, I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this. Well, you explain this. How important is it, or how beneficial is it how I treat your mom in front of you? Mm-hmm. Does that make a difference? Like, do you notice that?
Yes. Because the way you treat mommy is the way I would want to be treated when I grow up, or better. Because, like, you're like a role model for how my future...
Watch out now.
Whoa. Whoa.
Go ahead.
Boyfriends or husband is how I want them to act. Boyfriend. Or with the S. I don't know. That's why I said husband. But
hold up. No, keep going.
How I would want them to act scared me a little bit.
I'm sorry.
But how I want them to act, because the way I see you act is how I want them to act, because like you're my role model, and the way you treat mommy is the way I would want to be treated when I get a boyfriend or husband.
Super dope.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Even though I make you guys feel uncomfortable sometime when I get the grabbing and all right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Calm down.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Get a room.
First, for advice, I would say we have this relationship now, but we didn't always have this relationship. And you can't rush it. It has to be something that feels natural. Like, if your relationship is not necessarily estranged, but not as close as you want it to be, you can't try and force that, or else they'll feel like they're obligated to open up. And you want them to feel like that's something that they're allowed to do when they feel comfortable. Like I said already, me and Shelby are totally different. I've been opening up forever. Maybe 7th grade, I've been opening up, just talking. Not as much as I do now, but I was just talking. And Shelby just recently started opening up, and it's still not a lot. So everybody is different, and the time and the process is different for everybody, but don't force it. That's really what I can say. And then as far as you and mommy, it definitely does help and make a difference. Like, me seeing you guys together, and like Shelby said, knowing what I want in the future for how I want to be treated, and how my husband deserves to treat me, and how I should treat him, because mommy treats you well too. So how I should
I'm joking.
how I should treat my husband, and how he should treat me, that's based off of what I see from you guys. And, like I said, friends without, that loving relationship to look up to, they're navigating through it themselves and struggling, and they don't know what they should have or what they deserve. And I'm not saying it's all peaches and cream for me. Yeah. Like, I only put up with what I deserve, but but I'm just saying I have that option to start over and start fresh and be like, okay, this is not what I need. I deserve something like my parents.
Yep. And
I feel that they don't have that to look at. Like, I need something that my parents have, because they don't have both parents. Yep. And even without both parents, I'm not going to say it's easier, but I'm going to say for a girl to nurturing naturally comes. Maybe not for everybody, but I feel like nurturing naturally comes, and loving, because I feel like we express our emotions better, and we're more loving in everything. So even if we don't have both parents, but we have a mom to look up to, we still see how our mom nurtures and loves us, or siblings or whatever. But with boys, I feel like it's different, because if you don't have a father figure in your house, your mom can't teach you everything that you need to know about how to treat a girl. Obviously, you're going to want to treat your mom or your sisters.
You mean saying from a man's perspective. Yeah. I got you.
Obviously, you're going to want to treat your mom or your sisters right. But like another girl, I feel like if you don't have that father figure to direct you in the right direction, or tell you, no, you're not supposed to do this to a lady. Yes, you're supposed to do this. Then how do you figure out?
Yeah. No, that makes sense, man. No, listen, girls, I appreciate you hopping on here. I would love to do this more often. We'll see what the people say.
We can do your ratings.
And well, what's my current rating?
Her first.
What's my current rating?
I'm going to give you like a 4.5.
Okay, I got room to grow. I love it.
Because the 0.5 is, the days that, me and you.
Yeah. Okay. Shell?
Going on Simon Cowell. You get no, I'm joking.
I think you just snorted. She just snorted.
I didn't know what that was.
She just snorted.
I give you good 4.5.
4.4. Okay,
Yes.
it's room to grow.
You would
And
be
so,
different.
and so, so you guys just let me know what I need to do to get better. So, before I get off, I just want to let both of you know, Shelby. Listen, I love you so much. For real, I love you so much. You are an amazing young woman. You have so much potential, and I look forward to seeing what you grow into. Like, for real, I love how silly you are, how funny you are, how driven you are, and I honestly notice all of the things that I recognize your growth, even in how difficult it's been to become more open and all that. I see you doing it intentionally, and I really appreciate how you just walk up to me and how you. I appreciate how you make me feel like you walk up to me and kiss me. And I really appreciate how much you love, and you love hard, for real. So you are amazing, and I can't wait to see you grow what you grow into. And you, fathead,
Her way of loving me is abuse. That's not fair.
No, she's a little abusive at times, but yeah, I love you too.
I love you too.
Honestly, man, you're a rock star. You love hard. I think that you are going to do some amazing things in the world. You are absolutely beautiful. You are strong. When we selected your name, we were very intentional with your spelling. We could have spelled your name any kind of way, but we were very intentional. We wanted to give you a name that means strength and confidence, and we see you walking into it, and we see you growing into it. So I'm proud of you, baby, and I love you. Listen,
rate us.
Y'all, you guys are amazing. You got room to grow, but lights out. So, hey, this is our well, you know what, you never been on here, so what we normally do is this legit or not legit.
Oh yeah.
So do you guys have a legit or not legit? Is something legit? Is it legit for this? So do you have a parent legit? Like, is it legit for parents to do something, or not legit?
All I can think is Mr. Cole still. About the mama spit.
Oh yeah, that's not legit. That's not legit.
You gotta ask a question.
You ask a question: is this legit or not legit? Like, if somebody did something, like what she just mentioned about the spit, is it legit or not legit for a parent to put spit on their fingers
not
and wipe up?
No.
So it's not legit.
No.
Yeah. So do you have?
No,
yo, we said it's legit.
Not we.
So do you have a legit or not legit as it relates to well, I have one for children. I want to know, is it legit or not legit for your daughters, or AKA kids, to go into your sock drawer and take your socks
It is.
while you are either asleep or not present, and sometimes do it right in your face, and walk out like nothing happened? Or is it legit that when you come home they have on your hoodies? So is that legit or not legit?
Very much so legit.
I'm gonna say not legit.
I say legit.
Just like you say the spit is not legit, I say that is legit.
Listen, we are out of here.
Just give me a second.
Oh, you take too long. Hey, my time running out. Hey, next time you give us the legit.
Is it legit for
legit or not legit?
Is it legit or not legit for
See, you can't even think
for a parent to stop whooping.
Is it legit for a parent to whoop?
To not whoop. Well, I guess
whoop. To whoop. I'm gonna say
legit or not legit
for a parent to whoop.
But not when it's deserved, but like excessively. Like that's the only form of punishment.
Well, my thing is that you guys know I have evolved in that area. So I don't really think it's legit to do it, you know,
That's the only form of punishment.
is the only form of punishment.
I think it's not legit.
Yeah,
I don't think it's legit.
I don't think it's legit. I bet you, because you're on the receiving end. I bet you don't. But we'll make your phone a paperweight in a minute. And we are out. See y'all next time.